Hey there, CJ Math Scholars. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Today we're going to talk about inequalities. So first of all, within the word inequality, there should be a word that we all recognize. Yes, I'm writing something down, so that means you should be writing something down too. And there should be the word equal, right? So what does the word equal mean to you? You may write down anything you'd like there, as long as it's related to the word equal. So in math, the equal sign tells us that two parts are the same, right? So 2 plus 3 equals 5. What this basic sentence is saying is this side is 5, and that is equal to 5. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. An equal sign tells us that two sides are basically balanced. Same thing here. 6 times 7 is equal to 42. That's saying that these two guys, when you multiply them together, are equal to 42. And right here, 1/2 is equal to 3/6. Well, why is that the case? Well, because both of them are a half. How do I know that? Because if I multiply this guy by 3, if I multiply this guy by 3, I get 3/6 equals 3/6. Another way to put it, if I did 1/2 equals 3/6, I could divide this guy by 3, divide this guy by 3, and I'd get 1/2 equals 1/2. All right, so in life, there's a difference between being the same and equity, which is kind of the word for fairness. So equality is like two sides are the same, and equity is fairness. So take a look at this picture here. We've got a picture that's trying to say, hey, this is what equality looks like. Notice they're all in the same box, except one guy really can't see here. Here's what equity looks like. Notice they can all see now, but sometimes somebody needs a box, sometimes somebody needs two boxes. And then there's reality. It's the guy that probably doesn't need the box at all, gets all the boxes, and then this guy is almost kind of dug in a hole. So I want you to go ahead and tell me what you think the following picture kind of means to you. What does it represent? I'll give you a hint, and I'll say that equality and equity are not the same. Like, it would be the same if I required everybody in class to wear glasses, but not everybody needs glasses, right? Equity is saying, hey, the people that need glasses should have glasses so they can have the correct vision that everybody else has and be able to see the board just like everybody else. Or maybe, I move a guy to the front of the room so he can see the board more easily and have other people sit at the back of the room. That's equity, not the same thing for everybody, but trying to treat people where they are in a fair manner. So in math, when two things aren't equal, we use an inequality sign to represent two things aren't equal. So this guy right here, this is the greater than sign. And an example of this would be something like 3 is greater than 1, or 0.27 is greater than 0.2, or maybe even a little bit more difficult. So let's put 2. 1/2 is greater than 1/3, right? This one has only 1 that you have to add to the numerator to make it a whole. This one has 2 that you have to add to the numerator to make it a whole. So this sign obviously means less than. And something like this would be 7 is less than 10. 0.49 is less than 0.5. I know that looks weird because this is a longer decimal, but really this kind of has an imaginary 0 right there. So 0.50 is really greater than 0.49 if you read it backwards, like 10 is greater than 7. And we could do the same thing with this fraction this time. We could say 1/3 is less than 1/2. Okay? This is greater than or equal to. The line on the bottom means equal to. And obviously this one is less than or equal to. These two inequality signs will worry a little bit about more when we actually start working with solving inequalities. But for right now, we're going to kind of work with the greater than and less than sign. So for right now, we can go ahead and cross off those two example spaces. Right, so I'm going to do the odds on this one. And to compare decimals, you must, and please write this down, stack your decimals. It's the easiest way to compare decimals, is just to put them on top of each other and just say, all right, which one is bigger? So for instance, I'm not going to go ahead and put the sign yet. I'm just going to stack them. I'm going to say 2.4, and I'm going to line them up by decimal, 2.04. Now you might say, oh, this one right here must be bigger because it's a longer number. Remember, anytime you have an empty space, fill it in with a 0. So really this is saying 2.40 and 2.04. If we treat it like money, right? Pretend this is money, right? $2.40 is obviously bigger than $2.04, right? So the 2.4 is going to be greater than 2.04. It's not necessarily about length, it's about place value. And because this guy has a 4 in the 10th spot and this guy has a 0 in the 10th spot, he automatically becomes larger. Number 3, so I'm going to stack them, 0.02, remember your decimals are lined up, 020, all right? So I'm going to add a 0 because I have an empty space, and look at that. I have 0.02, 0.02. All my numbers are exactly the same in every single place value, so these numbers are equal. Right? And I know it's like crazy because this one's like, wait a second, this one's longer. Well, that extra 0 on the end doesn't mean anything. When you put an extra 0 at the end of a number behind a decimal, I could say that this number was like this. These numbers would still be equal because, again, all I would do is fill in those zeros. The only numbers that really matter are these 2's in the 100th spot, and because they're the same and everything else is the same, they're equal. Number 5, 0.90, 0.92, and 0.95. So this is nice and simple. The 9's and the 10 spots are the same, so I move to the hundredths. I have a 2 and I have a 5. Which one's going to be bigger? That's this one. So Mr. Mason messed up. Why did he mess up? Because there was a 0 there. So let's go ahead and rewrite that. 0.095. Good. Erasing is good. That's why we do math and pencil. And we can always find out our mistakes. So now let's see how big of a difference the 0 makes. This is like saying I have 0.920 and 0.095, like 920 versus 95 thousandths, right? So this one is obviously bigger, so 0.92 is greater than 0.095. Make sure before you complete all your notes that 2, 4, and 6 get filled out the proper way, just like I've done. 1, 3, and 5, I'll be checking that when you come show me your notes. We can also order decimals from least to greatest. So I'm going to again do the odds, you'll be doing the evens. So how do we do this? Exactly how we just did the last one, so we just stack them. 1.25, 1.52, 1.02, and 1.50. So I want from least to greatest, so the smallest one first. So think of it as money, right? $1.25, $1.52, $1.02, $1.50. So $2 comes first, then I can cross it off. Right, this is 1. Goodbye. $1.25 comes next. That's 2. Goodbye. 1.50 is third, and then obviously 1.52 is last. All right, let's check out this one. So 45.0, 40.5, 40.09. and 49.5. Anytime I have a number here, that means I need to fill in this space with zeros, and now I can compare. So I have 45, 40.50, 40.09, and 49.50. The smallest one, I see they're all 4s here. Okay, now I got 5s, 0s, 0s, and 9. That means I got to compare these two. I got a 50 here, and I got a 9 here, so that means this one is obviously the smallest one, 40.09. Next smallest one would be the other one that's got 40, so 40.50. Next smallest one would be the 45, 45.00. And the last smallest one would be 49.50. Actually, not smallest one, it's the greatest one. Okay, great. So now I'm going to do something a little bit different, and you're going to watch a crash course video with me on income and wealth inequality. Crash course is usually used in your social studies classes, but I think this inequality video kind of applies to us very nicely today. So what's going to happen is I'm going to play the video through my computer. Hopefully it's going to work. I'm going to skip around a little bit, and you're going to listen and also watch the subtitles, and you have questions to fill out here. So let's try it out. This is the first time I'm doing this.
So there are two main types of economic inequality: wealth inequality and income inequality.
Sorry guys, I'm going to start that again.
So there are two main types of economic inequality: wealth inequality and income inequality.
So I'm pausing the video